Hello, this video is going to cover many different aspects of how to make videos and use them with students remotely. And our major considerations we're going to be talking about in this video is screencasting. Are you capturing something you're demonstrating on your computer? Are you filming real space with the camera? In other words, are you using a camera to film something you're doing on paper or something you're doing on a board in your actual room or house? And then once your video is made, we have to talk about posting to YouTube and or posting to Schoology and what that means and what we're talking about with that. So first of all, I strongly recommend for screencasting Screencast-O-Matic, which is free and makes very good sized videos, a good balance between how big the files get and how clear everything is on your screen. And I have a totally separate video that I'll include in the email I send here from this one that shows you how to use Screencast-O-Matic. And then for filming real space with a camera, I strongly recommend using the camera that is in your computer, that is built in to your BCPS device. I do not recommend using your phone, and we'll explain why when we get into that a little bit more. And then on the back end, we'll talk about the posting. So we're going to come back. Screencasting is completely covered in the video that I'm going to include with this one, and we'll talk a little bit about filming real space with the camera next. So now I've opened the camera app on my computer, and this seems annoying, but it's really important no matter what camera you use. I recommend the computer's camera, and we'll explain why in a minute. You have to open it and find the settings. First of all, get it into the video mode, which is the video camera over here on the right, versus this is in photograph mode. It's taking still pictures now. I want to get it and leave it for the most part in video mode. Then I'm going to look for the gear. This little gear is going to be somewhere. And even if you're not using this device, you must find your settings for your camera and make sure you're in the video settings. For example, here's the photo settings here, photo quality, but I need to look at video quality. And you must lower these settings. So if it is set for 720, 16 by 9, 30 frames per second, lower it to 480. Don't go too low, and by too low, 480 is the lowest I would go. And you can experiment. You can try 720, make a video that's as long as you need it, and then check how big that video is, or does it fit into Schoology. And we'll talk more about uploading to Schoology. But I've lowered mine from 720 to 480, and that means I pretty much don't have to worry about it. I can make videos of any length I want for the most part, and they will work in Schoology. So once you've lowered your resolution, your video quality setting, you're ready to make videos. Just a real quick on making the video, I just press this button here, which I won't do right now because I think the microphone competes with what I'm screencasting with. When you're done with it, where to find your video is super important because it's hiding in a weird place. When your videos are finished, you're actually going to go to your computers, my computer, this computer, this PC on the left here will be fine, or sometimes this list just pops up. You're going to actually go to your camera roll, but it's going to be inside your pictures folder. So but wait a minute, I took a video, why is it in pictures? Because that's where the camera roll is. The camera just puts them there, and your videos will be here. And you will see how, look for the date and time. That's the video you will have just made. You can double click one of these to check and make sure that that is actually the video that you just took. So once you get the video that you just took and it's ready to be uploaded, it's a good idea to right click it right here and give it a meaningful name. So let's say that was my video. I'm going to rename this how to connect your computer, whatever. It's good to give it a name so you always know what file that you're actually working with. So now it's time to upload that file. I'm going to go over Schoology first, and I'm going to go to Add Materials. So go to any course or folder where you want to put the video, click on Add Materials, and then click on Add File Link Extension Tool. So the video is a file, and we're going to use Add File Link Extension Tool, and it's a file again, so we're going to use File. And then we're just going to click Attach Files, and you'll see it has a maximum 512 megabyte limit, which we don't have to worry about as long as we're using our computer's camera and we've lowered that resolution. So I'm going to go into my camera roll or into my pictures and then the camera roll. And here's some videos, and I can click on demo video or any one of these, and I can click open, and then it will take a moment, and the line will go across. And as long as it's smaller than 512 megabytes, it'd be wonderful if that was just a time limit, but it's not. It's a file size limit. And then we click add, and it will be there. I'm going to cancel because I don't wish to add a video to this folder. That video will not be available directly in Schoology for about 5 minutes. A student who if you uploaded one and the kid clicked on it right away at their house for some reason, it would give them a chance to download it and watch it. And then after 5 minutes of processing, Schoology will actually have the video right there on the screen for the student to watch. So now we're going to talk about YouTube. And if you upload a video to YouTube, you do this very similar to Schoology. You just use this little plus sign up here, this little plus, and then it's like a little camera pointing to the right. It says create a video or post, and you choose upload video. And it will do a very similar thing where you have a place to choose. You can select the file, and then you just choose the file and it will upload. It'll ask you to fill in like a description and a couple of other things. There's an important checkbox. Just read through each screen it takes you through as you upload. There's one where you have to select, yes, this is made for kids. That's very important. And then you can choose unlisted as an option at the end if you want it to be published, if you want it to be public versus unlisted. I would recommend unlisted since you're always giving kids a link to follow. So unlisted means they'll be able to see it as long as they have the link. Private is not the option you want. That means only you can see it, literally you signed in as you on YouTube. Now, the kids are going to be able to watch YouTubes if they're on their own computers, if they log out of Google accounts. I don't want to get into all the details here. Parents can watch the YouTubes, all that. Kids are going to struggle to watch the YouTubes if they're using a Baltimore County computer. It's not going to work for them. So that's why you need to upload to Schoology as the better option. If you are filming with a phone, if YouTube is the only place you can have a video, if you upload to your own YouTube account, you can then download from that account. And we'll show you how in just a moment. If I go to my YouTube and I'm logged in as me, and this is where I put my videos, there's an option. If you press your name over here, there's something called YouTube Studio. And in YouTube Studio, you can take that video, you can click videos on the left and get a list of them. You can actually download your videos. So if I go to this 3-dot menu over here, hang on, I did that one by mistake. Let me cancel that. If I go to this 3-dot menu, which doesn't appear until you mouse over it. YouTube Studio is a little annoying that way. You don't see the 3 dots, but now you do. There's a download button here. So if you have to take a video from your phone, you can't get it off your phone, you can upload that video from your phone to YouTube using the YouTube app on the phone, and then you can go to your computer and click download to bring it down from YouTube. That's with your own. You can't go download someone else's YouTube video. We'll talk about that in a different video. And then that download will be a pretty good size. It downloads in 720. Try not to get into the numbers, but it will download in a size probably smaller than what your phone did. So if you must use your phone as a video camera, keep the videos as short as you possibly can, and then test one, upload it to YouTube, download it using YouTube Studio, and see what the file size is, and see if it's smaller than that 512 megabytes, see if it will upload to Schoology. And that's pretty much it. That covers how we would, like I said, screencasting in a separate video, filming with your camera, posting to YouTube and posting to Schoology as video becomes more and more important for delivering instruction to our students. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to talk through any of this stuff online or on the phone, and maybe someday even in person. Take care.